Hey.
Hey Brooke, it's TJ. Did you get anybody else lined up, or did you hear back from the Bigfoot people or the ghost lady? We got to get out there and get a shot before we get started. Where are you at now?
I'm here in downtown Watertown. Where are you guys? Okay. Well, I've been sitting here doing an hour of research, so... Okay. Well, they said they would email me the directions. They tried to tell me that over the phone, and it sounded like we were going to get really lost. So I'm just waiting on them to email me back. Well, hey, you hired me to be the producer, so I'm trying to do this. I'm sorry they won't call me back.
All right. I'm going to go and head your way then. I'm going to head into town, and we'll just hopefully figure it out and get back out there. I want to get out there. I'm going to go and send the crew in the vicinity, and we'll probably have to go search for the place. You're right. All right. Bye. All right. I went and set the crew on over there. If you want to come, just ride with me, and we'll come back and get your car later.
Okay.
We'll try to beat it's going to be dark.
Okay.
Good. We don't have to go. This is a turning around point. If you don't want to go and you don't want to do this, we don't have to.
No, let's do it. It's a nice little farm here.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice in the daytime. Now, these people, the Johnsons or the Smiths or whatever their name is, we have permission to go back in the back of their farm. Now, they've seen a lot of strange things like everybody else in Watertown. We've actually crossed over on the edge a little bit. We're kind of in the outskirts. And this is the ghost lady from the mansion that's been walking up and down the street at nighttime. She's not too far from here, which is kind of odd because it's
from
far
the
away.
inn?
Yeah, from the inn. And then they have some kind of Bigfoot type thing that they've called the Watertown Wild Man. So let's go. Let's go get it started, man. It's gonna be a good night.
I guess you could say that. I don't know what you think is a good night.
I think it's gonna be a very good night. I'm excited.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
Is it Mr. Johnson or Mr. Smith? I'm sorry, I totally forgot.
Johnson.
Johnson.
Name's
How are y'all
Johnson.
doing?
Good.
This is Jackson. I'm TJ.
Good Jackson. Hey,
Glad to meet you.
TJ.
Well,
Jackson.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet
I think our producer talked to you on the email and tells you what we're doing, and we're doing
Yes,
a
sir.
documentary on Watertown.
Yes,
And you have this street, gravel road, that has the lady that goes up and down at nighttime. Have you ever seen her? Or you just heard about it?
Heard about
There's just so much going on in this like compact little
Yes,
area.
sir. There is. Now, my cousin saw the lady walking the road. I thought she was crazy, but she swears that she saw her. And I personally hadn't seen her walking the road, but
Now we're close to the Appalachians, and I keep bringing that up. We're kind of up in the mountains, and it's like the further you get up in the mountains, the deeper and the darker the stories get. It's like in the cities, they have ghost tours, but out here, y'all actually have so much going on, and I don't understand
yes, sir.
that's so concentrated.
It's a lot quieter out here and more laid back, and you get more wildlife, and
That's true.
there's no telling what you'll see come through here.
Well, you're going back there with
yes,
us.
sir. Yes, sir. Because we've got hundreds of acres around here that nobody's there. Nobody even has cows on it. So there's hundreds and hundreds of acres
Well,
that
that's
just
The
is
southern,
full of wildlife and other things.
the southern Bigfoot thing, and you're making a really good point. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that's something that people talk about out in Oregon and Washington. There's so many Sasquatch and things up there because it goes on for miles and miles, and nobody
Yes, sir.
thinks about that in Tennessee in the South because you think of the cities. But we're 30, 40 minutes outside of Nashville, which is a
Well,
big
yes,
city.
sir, and we've
Knoxville,
got-
Chattanooga, but you've got a lot of land nobody ever goes
Yeah.
to.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well,
There's a lot of acreage
are you
that
going out
aren't
there with us?
Excuse me?
Are you going out there with us?
No, sir.
You're not?
No, sir.
Do you ever go out at night, or you just let him handle that?
If it requires getting out of too much distance from the house, no, sir, I don't go. And he doesn't go without a pistol.
I'm the bait.
You're the bait.
I'm the bait.
Well, y'all both have camo on, so y'all both hunt. So,
Yes, sir.
have you ever come across anything strange out there in the woods?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
He has. Yes, sir.
Well, I say we go get it. Let's go get our gear and get the crew, and
All right.
let's go get it before it gets too dark.
It's called a Jubilee watermelon.
So that right there is what you said the head of that thing
He's
was.
about that tall on a set of shoulders. I mean, it looked like his head was 4 feet wide. I mean, that's quite a distance from the farm, from the house, but when you can get a look over there and see the depth perception of, when you look over here all these years that I've been here, you know, this branch is about yay long, you get an idea how many feet it is and all that. You take this melon and stick it on the head of this thing, and it's about right. It only had 2 big eyeballs. Big eyeballs.
The red ones?
Big red eyeballs. But gold, red, it just depends. You know, the flashlight on it, you don't know. It depends on which way he's looking. If he's looking at you and then he goes up, looks at something over there,
Yep.
kind of changes. But, man, yeah, it makes hair on the back of my neck stand up.
Sure does.
Yeah, it does.
Now, where's the creek at?
This it right here, this here on the thing.
Oh, this is the creek.
This is a dry creek, yeah. When we get a lot of rain, it gets wet.
Well, I was wondering, because you know creeks have water in them.
Now, well,
I've heard of a dry creek.
this is what they call dry creek. This
Okay.
is, thank you, Corps of Engineers. I come through here and I get my hay up. But I've seen, there've been deer coming through here. I've had
Get that
coyotes come
shot
through
right there.
here.
You could definitely see something traveling down that little dry creek
And I ain't going down there without a gun.
without, something could travel down that and still be
they could.
hidden.
I haven't gone in there in a while to see if there's any broken branches or stuff, but let me go get the Jeep, because you guys don't realize how dark it gets down here. It gets dark quick.
But that's when all the activity starts, when it gets dark, right?
I'm gonna get my rifle too.
Well, I'm just gonna go get some coverage,
All
and
right,
I'll be back.
I'll
Okay.
get back as soon as I can.
All right.
It's gonna get dark quick. You don't realize.
All right, well, I'm just going to take the cameraman and we're going to go this way.
Okay,
We'll meet you in about 20, 30 minutes.
sounds good.
Jackson?
All right.
Well, I've been deer coming through here. I've had coyotes come through here.
So what do you think we're going to see tonight?
I hope we don't see it.
I hope we do. That's why I came here.
I know, but don't be surprised if you start to beat feet. That, like I said, it'll make the hair on the back of your neck jump up.
Well, I just think it's amazing that there's so many stories that are out here, and then nothing's been caught on video, and there's so many video cameras around.
What is that?
There's no way. Tell us that story. Now, this is a deer stand for people that don't know, and you kind of get like you got a really good vision over here to the right, good vision to the left. If the deer come out of the woods, and then they're always going to mate, sleep, eat, or drink. That's their 4 needs. So you're on the creek bed that we just went back and got the footage on, and that weird thing happened to Jackson's camera. And so tell us about that afternoon.
Well, I'm sitting up in the stand, and there's, like I said, there's watching the deer come out. You know, this is a dry creek. Sometimes, you know, deer come down here, they travel. Sometimes they come out here and eat, bark, run, buck, and play, just depending on if they got young'uns or if it's a good crisp morning. And I'm watching them come out there and come out in this field, and they come up around this edge of this field over here. And man, I heard something. They all stopped, they looked, and startled all them, startled me, and this doggone, don't know what it was, the deer took off like a bat out of hell, and I see this dark black thing coming across there.
Right over there?
Yeah, up around this lot of water trees there, and it was almost dark, so I put my scope on it there. I was gonna see what the heck it was, and I seen them eyeballs, and I was scared to death, man.
Why didn't you shoot it?
I don't know. I just, you know,
You had the
I was
gun, show you
frozen.
shot
I didn't expect to see it. I've never seen it. It wasn't a bear, and it wasn't bear season. And I thought, well, at first
If you would have shot it, we wouldn't be standing in the field talking about it.
I know, but
that's why we're here. We're trying to prove that it actually exists.
I thought maybe it was one of the new neighbor kids or something out there. I could see me going to prison for shooting some
How
kid.
big would you think that it is? Like looking out there, like if the deer were, say, their backs were this tall, how much over them would you think it would be?
A big old buck's head,
head
would be
is
about
about
this
there.
tall. This thing, it looked like Andre the Giant from the movies or something.
So would
This
you
thing
say it was
huge.
waist high, chest high, or about eye level with the deer?
Oh no, if the deer's head, he'd be about here. I'd say he was about 7 feet tall. I mean, that thing was wide as a bulldozer.
Where did it go? It just went back in that little draw over there?
It started up, the deer took off down in that little draw in the back, and there's another little tiny field, but this thing went across, looked down that way, and stopped for a second, looked at them, kind of looked up my way. I didn't know if he smelled me or what. I was hoping I was high enough off the ground he wouldn't smell me. Because I got to looking at it, like I said, it got dark, and he just wandered off in that way. He did all that in about 4 steps. The thing was huge.
Really?
Huge.
Was it moving very fast?
No, he didn't have anything to be afraid of.
So it wasn't really afraid.
He was on a mission.
Now
of
everybody
just-
asks, you know, do you think it was a bear? Because that's
No, it wasn't no bear. Bears
something.
don't
You seen
have.
bears up here?
I have not seen a bear here yet. No.
If you saw a bear, would you shoot it?
Well, if it's coming at me, I would. But you got to have a license for them. I didn't have a license for it. But that wasn't no bear. I used to be one of the things I did as a kid was I was a volunteer at a zoo, and I used to feed the bears. I used to feed the.
So you know what a bear looks like?
Yes, I do. I fed a Russian brown bear, and in the wintertime, that Russian brown bear had a coat that was like green, had a green highlight to it, and I thought, there ain't no Russian brown bear, and this had a green tint. This thing was black, had eyeballs that just burned through you. What do you see? Back down there? I don't know.
Get that shot straight down the. Seriously, get down there. You see where it's opening up?
Yeah.
Kind of ironic. There's rumors that there's been a mountain lion all around here, and so everyone's. There's this old story my grandfather used to tell me about the bed and breakfast in Watertown. Back then it was called the Watertown Hotel. And the way he used to tell it was that a bunch of people had been going missing around the time. And one night, a traveler rode up to the hotel. He had been riding for a long time and he was very tired, but he was afraid to go in the hotel because he had heard rumors that that's where everyone had been going missing. But anyway, he was so tired that he decided that he would go into the hotel. Knocked on the door, and this beautiful woman with long, flowing black hair answered the door. She's very gracious and polite, and she asked him to come have dinner with her and her husband. But the whole time he was having dinner, he kept getting strange questions from the couple. They were asking him where he was from and what he did for a living. That night, he ate dinner downstairs in the dining room. And they told him that all the rooms downstairs were full, but he could sleep upstairs to the left in the guest room, which was what they had for family. He thought it was strange because there weren't any other cars outside. But when he went to sleep that night, he laid all of his possessions and money on the bedside table. He made up the bed to look like he was asleep in it, and he slept across the bed on the floor. In the middle of the night, when he was asleep, someone came in the room with an axe and chopped up the pillow where his head would have been. He didn't grab any of his belongings. He jumped out of the window and ran into town to get the sheriff. So after the sheriff found out what was happening, the husband was shot immediately, but the wife was locked in jail because they didn't know what to do with her for committing such a crime. But after the townspeople found out what was happening, they decided that she should be hung. Before she was hung, she had one last request, and that was to be hung in her wedding gown so that she could be with her husband again. So if you ever see a woman walking down the street in a wedding gown, you know who it is. That's just another untold story of Watertown. Dad, are you out here? Dad, are you out here? Daddy, Dad, 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 Dad.
All right, Brooke, it's been quite the week out here in Watertown, Tennessee.
It has.
I didn't know that we're actually going to have a Bigfoot hunt. I mean, I guess I knew we were going to go on one, but I didn't know that we would actually hear Bigfoot. The calls I've always heard on television. I didn't know that we'd actually have the rock throwing that went on, the weird thing that went on with Jackson's camera. I mean, we had some things happen.
That was crazy, yeah.
That was crazy.
It was a little scary out there.
This town has some stories behind it.
It does.
So what can we expect if we come back out? Because I do want to come back out. I don't think we even touched like the iceberg of what's going on in this whole region, from here to the Appalachians to like the Carolinas to North Georgia. There's some stories in those hills.
Yes, there is. The farther you get up, there's more stories. But I've actually got some more interviews lined up with people who've seen the ghost and some UFO sightings too. So,
really?
Yeah, stuff I hadn't even told you about till now.
I'm excited about that. Okay, is there any videos that let's ask them, because I already know that you're asking people in the square, have you seen any ghosts? You're like asking random people,
Yeah.
have you seen a ghost? Have you seen anything
It's a little
weird?
embarrassing.
And some of them are probably saying yes.
They are.
Because somebody told me, are you with the lady that's walking around asking questions?
Yeah.
That's good though. You're earning your keep.
Yep.
So good for you. Okay. let's ask them, do they have any video? But if they have video, it's a better chance than us just getting out there with our camera.
It is, yeah.
Because everybody has like a camera phone, a cell phone, an iPad, a camcorder to ball game. I mean, everybody has all this technology now. And my point now is we're at a perfect time to go and start getting more people that you see something weird, pop out your camera.
Yep.
Yeah, so what do you think?
Yeah.
We're coming back, we're gonna do it again?
I want to do it again, yeah.
So you already have some more people around Watertown.
I do.
I wanna get up in those hills, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll find more up there. Probably some more Bigfoot.
Are they big feet?
I don't know.
Why don't they call them big feet? I think
Sasquatch.
our second one was so good we can't top it.
All right, well, let's just stick with the second one.